So right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get into our topic. Woo-hoo. Our topic today is okay. So you're fat. What else? And y'all know I'm a fat woman. I'm plus I don't mind. Some people get offended. If you're offended by that word, I'm sorry. It doesn't offend me. It's just if you say somebody's skinny, they're skinny anywhere. Fat is here to stay. What's next on the agenda? I got into, and I'm gonna go back with me. 2008, 2009ish. That's when MySpace was really popping. And that's when I would say the BBW, because the big beautiful women craze really started to take flight. It started to get some wings, if you could call it that, because it was in your face. You know what I mean? Without social media, we probably would still be kind of I wouldn't say hidden, but still trying to fight and break down the walls that we didn't necessarily have to fight as hard to break down, because social media allow us to put ourselves in a light that nobody else. Like, we didn't have to ask anymore. You know what I mean? We didn't have to wait for somebody to say you're beautiful or you're worthy of a photo shoot or anything. We could do it ourselves. We could smile. We could, if we wanted to model lingerie, we could. We didn't need anybody's permission. We no longer had to wait for or beg for permission to be in the Playboy or whatever light you wanted to be in. And I say Playboy because the disheartening thing for me is the plus size industry has become so sexual. It's more sexual than anything. And it's like plus size women have become so obsessed with proving that they're sexy. But baby, you're sexy. You don't have to prove that to anybody. You don't have to be half naked. You don't have to wear lingerie. You could be dressed from head. I've seen women, small, skinny, whatever, alike, head to toe, and they're sexy. Sexiness to me is an aura. Because I've seen plenty of women naked, half naked, and I didn't get any sex appeal, period, because it just wasn't in them. It wasn't. Sexy can be in a facial expression. Is just a movement in the way you move. The way you speak can be sexy. And I say what's next. When I say, okay, so you're fat, what else? Okay, so you're fat. We see that. We get that. We love that. I'm fat. Everybody love it. People love me. This is the thing. Whoever loves you, they're going to love you. The people who don't get it will never get it. It's just like racism. We can sit up here and fight the power all we want to, but a racist is going to be a racist. They will never see us as equal, period, point, and blank. Never. So people who have fat phobia and who are against fat people and will never see us as sexy or as equal, they will never see it. So why? Let's stop wasting time on them. We cannot wake up. Ladies, you cannot wake up every day trying to prove something if you already know it. I don't have to prove anything to anybody that I already know. Nobody can walk in their room and tell me I'm not the sexiest woman to ever walk in their door. You can't tell me that. So I don't need to prove it. I don't have to walk in that door every day a certain way with a certain thing going, moving to make you believe. My point is, as long as I know. But what's next? I've come through the door. So I'm in the door now. What am I going to do? Okay, plus size ladies, we're in the door. Okay, we've tore the bricks down. Okay, remember you ever seen the movie, the series Women of the Brewster Place? Remember they had that wall up, and at the end of it, they took the hammers and the crowbars and the tire jacks, and they just started beating it to get the okay. Once it's down, then what? You didn't broke it down, so you just what you gonna do? You gonna keep on beating the same bricks? The bricks are crushed. Okay, ladies, we're in here, so what next? And when I say what is next, I mean we have babies out here. And I've said this plenty of times. We have plus size little girls and even not plus size little girls out here who are not happy with their image. Do you see the pressure? Remember the pressure that we had seeing small women? Remember that in videos? When we weren't represented, remember that feeling of where am I? Where am I? And these were the small women. Small women. Because the funny thing is, I look back now at like the 1980 videos and 1990, even some early 2000 videos, women that we actually considered thick, like at that time, I'm like, she was little. Like to me, take for instance, Martin, Tisha Campbell. You remember when Tisha Campbell, it was made like Tisha Campbell had the biggest butt in the world. They even wrote it in the scripts, and I'm looking at it now like, Tisha Campbell ain't have no, she didn't have no donk. I'm looking like no hips. Nothing's wrong with her body, but what I'm saying is that shows you how time evolves. Because for that time, Tisha Campbell was thicky, thick, thick. So imagine being a girl now, growing up looking at women in videos and movies, and all of them had these big butts, hips, they hourglass shape, and you're trying to obtain that and look for that, and you want to be that. It's all in your face from Instagram. Like these babies can't even hide. They can't hide from anything. We only had to worry about it in videos and movies. That's it. Videos and movies. These babies see it on TikTok. These babies see it on Instagram. They see it on Facebook. They're seeing it everywhere. So what are we gonna do about our babies? Do you know there's still babies out there who think because they're plus size they have to lay with men for attention? I never had that problem. But see, I was raised different. My mom raised me to know that, hey, there are going to be men that that will think that they have to tell you certain things because they want to have sex with you. My mom used to have talks with me. She never just right out said, baby, you're overweight. And there are men who are going to look at that and think that they can take advantage of you because of it. They're going to think you have low self-esteem. But see, I grew up in a household and a family that always told me I was beautiful. Like, could no man, no boy, no little 16-year-old little ashy little wet behind the ears boy could ever tell me nothing that my family had already told me. So they couldn't get me like that. Now, if I liked you, I liked you. But it wasn't a matter of a dude walking up to me like, hey, I like you. I want to get with you. You the most beautiful thing in the world. And I'm just up there melting. And I'm looking at him like, okay, I know. My mom and dad tell me that every day. My uncles tell me every time I enter the room, you hear the teacher telling me too. Like I was that chubby, even though I was overweight, I've always been that girl and I had that high self-esteem. So before the internet came, I already knew who I was. I didn't need the internet. I didn't need a hashtag. I didn't need body positive. I didn't need those things to know that I was beautiful and sexy and desired. I didn't need those things. But what I will tell you is true. There was a BBW group back when I was like 19, 20 that I discovered. And it was called, I think it was BBW. I forgot what the name was, but it had a lot of different plus size women. Like if you know these names, Mercedes, Norma, these type of women, and I saw them, and they were like straight up adult stuff. Like they used to do cruises. It was nothing but plus size women. Now that hit a switch for me, and I was like, so you mean to say is that many men that are interested in plus size women? They can have whole parties, whole cruises, and all this type of stuff with nothing but men who like plus size women and nothing. And I ain't talking about just no size 14 plus size woman. I'm talking about size 30 type of. I'm talking about big girls. And that for me was like, what? Because I had never seen that. But see, that was the power of the internet letting me know that it was out there. So, ladies, we know we are the shit. We know this. So, what is next? Are we going to keep on getting up every day to get dressed, do our makeup, and go on the internet to try and prove to people who would never see us? They're never, the ones that you are trying to prove it to, the ones who are coming in your comments saying you a cow and you need to lose weight, baby, erase their comments. Let's start a new trend. Delete and block. Because guess what? They are never going to see you the way that you are. They're never going to see you as sexy. They're never going to see you as desirable. Think about it. Think about this. And this is what we have to do as well. And this is what I did. This is another thing. When a man didn't desire me because of my size, that's his preference. You know how you have a preference, big girls? I have a preference too. Any man can't get me just because he's a man and he desires me. If he's not the height I like, if he's not if he doesn't talk the way I like, because that's my preference. So I never felt down on myself. And see, that's what we need to start teaching these babies. If a man says, I don't want you because you're fat, you need to that's not your issue. That should not make you feel any less of a person. That's just like a man said, I don't like women with short hair. I don't like women with long hair. I don't like a woman who's under 5'3". I don't like a woman who's over 5'9". We need to start making it, that's his preference. Move along. That should not make you feel any less of a woman. Stop giving these people that power. And that's what we have to teach these babies in our What Is Next. We have to teach these babies, hey, if a little boy don't like you because you're overweight, oh well, there's somebody who does. We have to stop focusing on the people who don't and start letting the people who do love us. But you still have to be cautious, because one thing I don't like is a chubby chaser. I don't like that. I don't like men who just, to me, don't treat me like I'm a fetish, because I am a preference. I am not a fetish, okay? If you want a fetish, there are plenty of BBW porns, and there's plenty of BBWs out here doing escort and all that stuff, who will sit on you or let you play with her stomach and all that stuff, and you can pay her. You can go and find her, sir. But that is not me, okay? So that's what we have to start understanding as plus size women. We we are it. And just because somebody doesn't see it doesn't mean that we are less. Just because we are not somebody's